Hey, welcome to In the Van with Spartan Si. Today we are talking about the first steps into campervan ownership. We're going to answer some of your questions and give you some real helpful information about deciding what kind of van you need, whether it be a long wheelbase or a short wheelbase, a T6 or a T7. We're going to answer all those questions and give you the right information so you can get started on your journey. One of the big questions you're going to have is budget. What should I spend? What does a campervan cost? And what do I get for my money? There are a few different things that will determine the price of your campervan, and that will be the model of the vehicle, the age of the vehicle, the mileage on the vehicle, and whether it's a manual or an automatic. These are probably the biggest parts of defining the price of the van. There is no set formula when it comes to pricing vans. It is very much dependent on the conversion, the age of the van, the quality of what's going inside it. So do your due diligence, check out everything before you make that final purchase, because once you've got it, you've got to live with it. So one of the big important decisions to make, which is probably going to define where your budget lies, is whether you need a manual or an automatic gearbox. Now, automatic gearboxes tend to be more expensive and they tend to be in the higher spec vans as well. So definitely worth considering this at the start. If you're planning on traveling around the whole of Europe and doing weeks away at a time, maybe an automatic is a really important thing to you. But if you're going to be doing short runs to campsites, things like that, a manual might just save you some money and mean you can spend it on going camping, having some gear and things like that instead. There is no right or wrong answer. It is about finding the van for you and getting the right vehicle to start your build with. Your next big choice is going to be long wheelbase or short wheelbase. Now, there's no right or wrong answer here again. If you're traveling on your own, a short wheelbase is going to be the perfect vehicle for it. Agile around the town, easy to park, and plenty of space. Whereas if you're a family of 3 or 4 and you've got a dog with you, a long wheelbase affords you that little bit more room. So when the bed's down, you've got a bit more floor space, another cupboard, and slightly more storage area, which really helps when you're trying to save space. One of the really important factors when looking into buying your campervan is going to be the mileage. Now, if you're a car buyer, 100,000 is a really scary number, and it's enough to put most people off. But when you're buying a van, it's a commercial vehicle. It was designed to carry 3 burly builders, a ton of bricks, and drive for 7 days a week working hard. So carrying a family of 3 and a kitchen is a lot of work. As you would expect, vehicles with lower mileage on will be more expensive. So if you're looking at something, say a T6.1, which is a couple of years old now, if you want something with very low mileage, under 10,000, you can expect to pay a premium for that. But don't be put off by a van that's got 60, 70, 80,000 miles on, because they really are workhorses and they're designed to go for many, many more miles. Now, when it comes to the model of van you buy, it's very much personal preference more than anything else. You've got the T5, the T6, the T61, and the all-new VW T7, which is a great base van to start building with. But again, there's no right answer. It is a case of what works for you, finding something that fits with your budget, finding something that fits with your family, and how you're going to use the van. One of the big things to think about right at the very start is what colour you're going to want. If you want a two-tone to look really retro and cool, then a candy white van is a great place to start. If you want something a little more subtle, a solid colour is the way to go. You've got Ascot greys, Ravenna blues, Fultana reds, pure grey. There's a huge list of solid colours to go from. Pair these with a paint detailing pack to make it your own, and you've got the perfect combination. Now, once you've made these basic choices of long wheelbase, short wheelbase, manual, automatic, and the colour you're going to go for, that's when the exciting stuff starts. You get to come in and build your own van. You can choose the colours of the upholstery, the cabinetry, the flooring. It's pretty much up to you. You can do anything you want. You've then got your outside styling, whether you want to go for 20-inch wheels, whether you want to have sidebars, spoilers, body kits. The list is pretty much endless. You can add anything you want. But again, these are things you can sort out later. The important thing is sorting out that base van and getting the right vehicle for you. One thing not to let get in the way at the start is extras and add-ons. Things like solar panels, Fiamma wind-out awnings, hot water systems can all be added at a later date. Your budget is much better off concentrated on getting the right base van. You can add extras whenever you need them. Don't get caught up buying the wrong van just because it's got some extra kit. When you found that perfect base van, the next steps to start the build process. And your first decisions are going to be what kind of rear bed system you want and what kind of seats you want in the front of the vehicle. Alongside your driver's seat, you can either have a double bench seat, which is on a swivel rail system, so you can turn that round and put it into the back of the cab to make it a perfect place for 4 people dining at the dining table. Or you can go for a captain's seat, which gives you 2 single seats then at the front, still rotates, but doesn't slide into the cab, so it's a slightly different layout and different ways to use the van. When it comes to beds, there are three main options: rock and roll, rib, and Moby. We use the rock and roll as standard, which utilises the most amount of space inside of the camper van. With the bed system being right at the back of the van and pulling out, still gives you plenty of floor space at the front for climbing up into the pop top or for a dog to sleep, to be able to access your fridge and your cupboards. Going for something like a Moby frame, which is on rails, means you can then move your bed from the rear of the van to the front of the van. So if you've got small children, it's great to be able to have them a bit closer for you, and it gives you a bit more versatility if you like doing sports and things like that and you need somewhere to put your gear. You can move the seats to the front, chuck everything in the rear. Again, there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to the beds. It's a case of tailoring to what's going to work best for you. If you really want to boot at the back, a Moby bed frame on rails is going to be perfect, as you can slide it forward and have that boot space. If you want to maximise your living area, then a rock and roll bed is going to be the answer. And that should hopefully answer some of the basic questions for you. In the next episode, we'll start to talk about the conversion itself, what the differences are between blinds and curtains, pop-top roofs, cabinetry and doors. We'll dig in a bit deeper into the specification and things like that. But for now, concentrate on finding that right base van, and we'll see you in the next episode.